The recent lawsuit filed by the big three record labels is reminiscent of a time when the battle against illegal music downloads for streaming services like Napster were crucial to the survival of the music industry. And now we find ourselves once again in a fight, which affects every single aspect of the music industry. So we're going to talk about the ultimate IT project being employed right now to win this battle. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Vanessa Villaini. I am your IT professional by day and your host here on Coppin Projects Portfolio. And today, I wanted to surround myself with a data center because this is where one of our primary music listening experiences comes from. All of the technological advancements in processing, audio compression, internet speed paved the way for services like Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, and the rest to even exist. So this right here, this is where the music industry won the battle against illegal downloads. But it was at a great cost. The main reason we haven't recovered is because Spotify and the rest are not record labels. They do not create music. They are tech companies. So it's understandable that the music industry's focus remained on its primary function, which is the creation of music. But now we have advancements in AI that is challenging the function of music to the degree that it's attempting to deliver and devalue music even more. So in this video series, we're going to discuss the solution to how we are not going to just win this new battle against AI music creation companies, but how we're going to win the ultimate overall war to restore, revitalize the value of music listening experiences beyond today's value of tens of billions into what it should be of hundreds of billions and even into trillions in the years to come. So let's get started. Thank you, welcome. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you death by PowerPoint, but I am going to slow it down just a bit because the music listening experience is a very particular human phenomena that needs a little bit of context as we walk through the steps of the solution. So you gotta remember, we're talking about music and its listening experience. It's how we listen to music while we're experiencing it. We could talk about all the different ways to do that today, but for our first PowerPoint slide, in ancient times, music listening experiences had to be more of a community and an innate experience. And if you wanted to hear music, although they use like drums and simple wind instruments, the quality of the music really depended on who was played and the local talent. So next, as we fast forward to the classical and antiquity era, where philosophers like Pythagoras began exploring more music's mathematical foundations, we have more precise experiences. The music listening experience still remained a local sort of one-time experience. And then during the Middle Ages, when composers started writing down their music, and the quality of music still heavily depended on the type of musicians there were, only the rich and powerful commissioned, music. And the wealthy can only afford the experience of having live music. While we entered the 20th century, we saw the birth of modern music industry that made music listening experiences affordable down to the general public. Here is where the evolution of electronics and the relationship between technology and where it was proportional to the growth of personal music and listening experiences. And now as we enter the digital age, a vast amount of the world's music became available at the touch of a button. And it became to be seen more as just a mere commodity. And it was reduced to a subscription and to a fee, so that people now are discussing price, apps, and value, forgetting their cultural, emotional, and artistic worth of music. Okay, well, here we are, like I said from the start of this video, back to where today's primary music listening experience comes from. As you can see, of course, it's logically understandable that music will become a commodity, simple by way of making affordable personal music listening experiences available to the masses in a physical format, of course. But how did it become so devalued and down to like fractions of a penny per play in digital format? I'm gonna load the stats for Rick Beato. He's a very well-known music educator, producer of 4.2 million YouTube subscribers. And here's what he had to say about the devaluation of music.
This album here, Pat Metheny, New Chautauqua, I paid $8 for, brand new, with the money that I made by bagging groceries at Tops grocery store in Fairport, New York. You actually had to expend energy riding your bike or walking to your job, working your shift, getting your paycheck at the end of the week, depositing it in the bank, getting money out, going to the record store, buying the record, bringing it home, playing it, listening to it a bunch of times, going over to your friend's house, sharing it with them. When a kid opens Spotify and clicks on a song, they can just skip to the next one if they don't like it. Think about this. All of the music that exists, or at least it's been uploaded to Spotify or Apple Music, is available for $10.99 a month. I'm talking about all of Michael Jackson's music, all of AC/DC, Pink Floyd, Whitney Houston, Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, Juice WRLD, Eminem, Dr. Dre, all the works of Beethoven, of Bach, of Mozart, of Stravinsky, of Shostakovich, of Charlie Parker, of John Coltrane, of Miles Davis, Brad Meldo, of Pat Metheny, Keith Jarrett, all of that. $10.99 a month for the price of what we used to pay for one album. It's all available on these streaming platforms, which is why music is not as valued by young people. There is no sweat equity put into obtaining it, having it be part of your collection, having it be part of your identity of who you are. These are the bands I believe in. These are the artists that I love.
Right. So I'm sure that most of us can agree with Rick's sentiments. I mean, at least most of us Generation Xers. And there's definitely thousands of other music industry professionals that can enlighten us with their insights on the subject. But the fact is that here we are right now. And so before I move forward with introducing the solution, I want my next virtual speaker and reference just to further clarify what happened. So I'm going to introduce to you all, I'm going to load the stats for Will.i.am. He's a 7-time Grammy Award-winning artist and producer with a global reach, and he's very, very impressive with his background in technology. But I want to hear what he has to say. And
move the camera, go to that person that's that extra and be like, yo, what's the story of this person? I want to see this movie from this person's perspective. And now the movie in that Batman scene where he saved the day, that person that was jeopardized by that building explosion, that movie starts from that point of view. You can't do that yesterday. You could do that with today's technology. These are the types of world layer building that we are in. If you're just gonna try to do yesterday with today's technology, you're using today's technology wrong. Today's technology.
Wow, so enlightening. I mean, in the face of all this continuous technological advancement, we'll recognize and identify the key aspect to the issue with his general insight. And basically, we can't use digital technology today with a yesterday's analog mindset. And just to clarify this issue a little bit more, so as we're walking towards the solution, this next video by the Wall Street Journal, I want to use it to give us another major clue, and let's see if you can identify it. So let's start.
What happens when you take one of the most streamed songs of all time, say Drake's One Dance, and record it onto the oldest format of recorded music, a wax cylinder? Okay, stop. Not great. But fast forward to today, and a lot has changed. We no longer really own music. We just stream it. Streaming is almost entirely responsible for getting the industry back on track. But the question is now, can streaming take it back to its heyday after fundamentally changing the way we consume it? Maybe.
Okay,
But first,
so
let's
stop.
look at how we
Hold
got
it right
here.
there. So you can see these products right here. You see this, and this. You see these are not the product. Remember we talked earlier about, since the start of the 20th century, personal music listening experience has had a direct proportional type relationship with technology, or you could say the creators of the medium in which to play back the experience of music. Remember, it's about capturing the music experience or performances that people used to have to pay for, that you can see. Now they're captured, and now these are just playback devices. So now let's rewind it to the beginning. See this right here? That is the product. That in audio engineering is what comes out the master bus, so the 2 bus. If you're missing through, but this right here, this is the product. And this is where you can see the music industry had to learn the hard way during the battle with the internet streaming, that consumers were never buying albums, never buying tapes or CDs. They were buying the experience, and the physical medium was just an end to a means. But artistically, of course, and intrinsically, the packaging and everything became, a part of the physical, sale of the music listening experience. But remember, the WAV file, or what you saw on the screen, that capturing in a WAV format, is the product. And when you translate that into the digital world, it's a completely different approach to your business model and your delivery. And that is the start of how music became so devalued, just it being so easily accessible and ubiquitous. But now we're going to walk into a little bit more of the solution. So let's get started.